Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi what number is this? This one is number 3 from the Disney Plus original series. This is Reva, the third sister. So I got this from eBay along with the Wandering Jedi Obi Wan Kenobi figure. I don't have very many open Star Wars figures. I originally ordered Darth Vader and Reva because I really wanted a Darth Vader because he was just so awesome in the show. Turns out I do have this Darth Vader figure that I'm contemplating opening. I have maybe 3 other Darth Vader figures that are on retro cards, right? The 40th anniversary figures. I don't want to open those because I like those on card, so you know, I don't really have a proper Darth Vader figure. I could wait for the Obi Wan Kenobi version to come out, which is essentially a repaint. Or I might open this one. It's kind of funky, and what could work out great is the blue of that one. You can almost do, if you're facing off against Obi-Wan, it could be light reflecting from the lightsaber. But then it's only good for that one particular instance, and then the blue of the carbonized graphite might look weird otherwise. So I'm debating if I want to even open this one. I might not. But anyway, this video is for Reva, the third sister. So looking at the artwork on the side, looks very good. This is number 3, so it will not line up with the Obi-Wan that I have. I think it's probably Darth Vader is the number 2 figure, so it would go there. But yeah, looking at the back, her bio reads, Obi Wan Kenobi is set years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where Kenobi faced the corruption of his friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker turned Sith Lord Darth Vader. Is that the same bio that was on Obi Wan Kenobi? Obi Wan Kenobi is set years after. Okay, so they all have the same damn bio. They couldn't give like an actual bio to the characters. I thought that's what they did. Maybe I'm wrong. That is unfortunate. But she comes with a few different accessories. Her lightsaber with the both blades, the hilts connected, and then the 2 individual ones back there too. So that is actually pretty cool. The figure looks great. Let's get it out of the box and take a look. Okay, and here is the Reva figure out of the package, and she is pretty good. Now, I obviously can't compare to a lot of other different Star Wars Black Series figures on how this one is compared to the others, but I think this one came out really great. She has her dual lightsaber, and then she has the 2 individual pieces. And I'm trying to remember back from the show, and I don't think I can remember with any kind of certainty, but were these only present when it was split in 2 by Darth Vader in Episode 5? Spoiler warning, by the way. I really don't remember. She always did it like as one, so I think when she was using one with one blade extended out, it had this look to it, and then it wasn't until she lit up both ends that the hilt then looked like this. And although I guess it should be a full circle, but I don't know if that was only at the time where she started to spin it. I have a little bit of confusion on my end, but they look really good. So let's get in for a closer look at these hilts. As you can see there, all black with some silver paint. Looks like tiny speck missing there, not that big of a deal. But the hilt looks pretty good. And you can see there is a peg right there, because this is the version that will actually peg along her hip. So you have the super long blade piece, and it's likely that these blades are the same as the individual ones, and they look to be. But these blades are removable, so you can pop them out, as you can see there. And then again, using that little peg there, here on her right hip, you have the peg hole there, and then you can port in the hilt, so that could go like so. And she is prepared, well, let me zoom out, with her lightsaber like so. The unfortunate thing is these single ones do not have a peg at all to be able to peg onto her hip, so it's only that dual piece, and I'm sure it's accurate, but it might not be. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'll double check here in a second, as you know, these thoughts are coming to me. But the single hilts looks good, and they are the same. As you can see, there is no difference between the 2. They are the same, and these ones' blades should pop out as well, and yes, they do. And then you just Simply port them back in. Super thin plastic, so it kind of warps it a little bit. Be very careful doing that. Don't remove them if you don't have to, so be careful with that. But anyway, let's get in for a closer look at Reva. Okay, so here is our closer look at Reva. I first want to get this out of the way. I don't like the way this hilt sits on her hip, because it's just the way they made her waist extra narrow compared to the legs, so it kind of sticks out a little bit, and it's just kind of weird. I mean, unless you do it like that, but then it sticks out really far. But that is an option if that's something that you want to do, or maybe kind of back a little bit, and the cape will kind of hide that somewhat, as you can see there. So we'll just take it off for now. But looking at the head sculpt, I think it looks really good. I see the actress there. The problem is kind of how they do a lot of the faces for Star Wars figures. So if you look, there's just a little bit of an extra gloss, or the plastic is a little shiny. So there's a lot of glare from my bright lights that are coming off of it. And that really shouldn't be the case, but I've noticed that with quite a few Star Wars figures. And you guys, let me know if you kind of notice something different. But I kind of noticed the same thing with the Boba Fett figure. What's it called? Is it the Tython one? No, what is it? I haven't opened that one. I guess it'd be the same head sculpt, but the Mandalorian version of Boba Fett. So it's just kind of one of those things. The hair came out looking great the way they did it. You have this the paint that's applied there between the braids. Came out looking really nice. I think they did a really good job. Again, it's just that shininess to it just is terrible. I hate the way that looks. But again, I think the likeness came out really good. When you look at it like from the side or from here, I think it looks awesome. When you look at it straight on, not as much, but I still think overall they did a really good job. Looking at the rest of the figures, not a whole lot in terms of paint apps. We get a little bit here, some silver, red, some silver there. Dark gray for the pants on the insides and whatnot. The sculpt is all there, but typical Star Wars, single jointed elbow, single jointed knee, and that kind of sucks. Looking at the details there, we do get this cloth cape, and that looks really good. No peg hole or anything along her back, which is what I originally thought the hilt would port onto, but I guess that's just a fifth brother and grand Inquisitor type of thing where they port onto their backs. But I think this looks really good. These shoulder pads are nice, rubber, and they move around so they don't get in the way. Looks really good. Now let's check out her articulation. Okay, so Reva can't really look down too much, so that kind of sucks. Looking up, she can look up that much there. The neck and the head are two separate pieces, so the neck could only come forward so much to be able to try and look down, but there's just not enough clearance on that neck to really get the head to look up or down. You get some great pivot going on in there. You get a full rotation, of course, and then that ball joint at the neck. There as well, but again, looking down is her biggest challenge. The shoulders, you can get the arms to go up. Look at that. There's actually a butterfly joint in there. I don't know if that's common with Star Wars figures. You guys have to let me know down in the comments below. You get the shoulder to go straight out, but there is a butterfly joint in there, so going back is only so much though. And then coming forward, not really, because this shoulder pad overlay here, that's definitely getting in the way of utilizing that butterfly joint. Man, that's tough, because if you look at it in there, you see the butterfly joint in there, but man, this rubber shoulder pad really kind of gets in the way, because man, that would be great if that shoulder could come over a little bit more in terms of a crossbody, that butterfly. But there is a butterfly, and then again, full rotation in there. The shoulder pad can move independently of it, so you just want to kind of be careful to line it up. I think best case is hold the shoulder pad to the arm as you rotate it so it moves with it. There is a single joint at the elbow, so you get a swivel. At the elbow, deep cut hinge, as you can see, so you can get a whole lot of bend there, so you can get much more than 90 degrees, but a double jointed elbow, which would have looked a lot better and worked out great. Wrist swivel, and they do have the vertical hinge since she is wielding a saber, so it's a little stiff, but you can vertical hinge on the left and vertical hinge for the right as well. There is no diaphragm articulation, but there is a ball joint at the waist. She can pivot to her left that much. She can pivot to her right that much. It's not a huge amount, somewhat. She can go back that much, which is not bad. Coming forward, hardly anything, of course, and then swivel at that waist ball. Legs go out that far apart. She can kick forward that high, which is really good. Goes back a little bit as well, not bad. Upper thigh cut in there. Single jointed knee, which only gives you a 90-degree bend. That's where, again, with Hasbro and what they're doing with Star Wars figures, the single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. You do have a swivel at the knee. There is no boot swivel because you have that knee swivel. Foot hinges down, hinge up a little bit. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So this is probably pretty good articulation in terms of Star Wars figures, but you know, with what the other Hasbro licenses with double jointed elbows and knees, leaves us wanting more for Star Wars, I would say. And I'm not even the biggest Star Wars collector, so a lot of you guys out there that are going to be watching this video are going to know more and definitely have a better opinion than I will on that matter. But the figure overall looks really good. It's just, you know, those shortcomings in the articulation, but again, overall, I think the figure looks really great. Okay, and here's Reva next to the Wandering Jedi Obi Wan Kenobi, and it's crazy that these are from the same series, same show, where we have one where it really looks like the actress that's portraying the character, and here we have one where the figure does not resemble the actor portraying the character at all, in my opinion. Whereas it's a great head sculpt. It looks super good, super detailed. Paint is applied nicely, but to me, it just kind of looks like a generic dude with a beard. Whereas Reva, I think you can actually see the actress in there. So it's unfortunate that they couldn't do what they did here with the Obi-Wan figure, which is, you know, of course, going to be a much more popular figure, a more sought after one, that we couldn't get a good Ewan McGregor likeness. That's just unfortunate, man. That's too bad. But they look really good. They're about the same height as you could see there, back to back. Reva might be a tad bit taller because of her hair, how it sits a little bit taller. But essentially, they're the same height there. So there we go. Okay, one thing to talk about is these lightsabers in her hand. They fit in there pretty loose. They're not very snug at all, which kind of sucks. These ones are a little bit more sturdy in her hand, but it's the dual one where the hilt is thinner, so it doesn't stay secured in her hand. And that really sucks when you have the blades on there, because then, you know, it weighs it down, and it just doesn't, you know, if you're trying to hold it in a certain pose, it can be a little difficult because it doesn't want to stay in place. Now on the left hand, it fits in there a little bit more snug, but it's the right hand that definitely has some problems with it. And then earlier I had mentioned, you know, when we're placing these blades back into the hilt, to be as careful as possible. A little bit easier on this dual one, but those single ones, man, that was like scary that I was going to be bending those things in half like they didn't want to go back together. Whereas this one came together quite nicely, quite easily, and you could see how tall. I gotta zoom out even more. You could see how tall the blade is when it's combined. It's, you know, a couple of inches over Reva's height, which is great. And again, here with her lightsaber, she can hold it, and that's how it looks when both blades are out. And I think that looks great. You guys let me know down in the comments below. Okay, that is my review of the Reva figure. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of the figure. Is it one that you're going to be picking it up? Or are you passing on it? I know people have their opinions of the character in the show, of the actress herself. I thought it was a good character. I had no issues with it. I had issues with other parts of the show, but overall, I really enjoyed it. The last episode was awesome. Darth Vader is an absolute badass, like the top character of Star Wars, of course. I liked him before, thought he looked cool. But he didn't really do a whole lot in the original trilogy, right? Let's be honest. Rogue One hit, and it was like, oh my god, that hallway scene was just absolutely insane. And then we start to see Darth Vader in this Disney era, and there's some pretty cool stuff. So I think they did the character a lot of justice in the show. It was awesome when Reva and Darth Vader were dueling it out with their lightsabers. Just an awesome scene. And the scene before that with Darth Vader using the force and holding back that airship was just incredible. So I was really happy with the way it came out. But again, you guys let me down in the comments below what you think of this figure. You picking it up? Let me know. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching. And if we aren't all doing this with our toys, why are we collecting? I'm just kidding. I don't actually play around with toys like this. But I thought it'd be fun for the video. Thanks, guys. Bye.